In recent weeks, new developments have shaken the scientific community. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb has released findings that shift the tone and possibly the direction of the entire Atlas investigation. Two major updates have emerged. A radio detection by South Africa's Meerkat telescope, and new images showing a complex network of jets emerging from the object after it passed the Sun. Both discoveries arrived as scientists pressed for access to high-resolution data that, so far, remains partially withheld. First major update, the radio detection. Avi Loeb announced that Meerkat successfully detected hydroxyl absorption, the chemical signature of OH molecules, from Atlas. These molecules typically appear when ice breaks down or sublimates from a surface exposed to sunlight. According to Loeb, the finding confirms one thing. Atlas is thermally active, releasing material as it interacts with radiation from the Sun. Second major update, the jet network. Optical data from November 8, 2025, shows something remarkable. A complex network of jets emerging from Atlas. The stacked images reveal a luminous halo nearly 500,000 kilometers wide. And at least 7 distinct jets, several pointed directly toward the Sun. Loeb believes these could be ice pockets venting gas, or clusters of thrusters if the object is something else entirely. He reminds the community to, quote, keep the technological hypothesis on the table while we gather more data. Looking ahead, the Jupiter encounter. On March 16, 2026, Atlas will pass about 53 million kilometers from Jupiter. Loeb suggests a unique opportunity. NASA's Juno spacecraft could use its dipole antenna to search for radio signals, scanning frequencies between 50 Hz and 40 MHz. It could detect emissions invisible from Earth. The Meerkat data, what it means. The Meerkat readings revealed absorption, not emission, indicating cold gas between Atlas and a warmer background source. The width of the signal matches what scientists expect for an object at that solar distance, consistent with its surface temperature and speed. Even the Doppler shift perfectly aligns with Atlas's motion relative to Earth. Loeb concludes that the detection is real, physical, and consistent with molecules being released from the object's surface. But what is Atlas? Is it a natural comet or something built? The new stacked images, 24 green frames plus red and blue exposures, reveal a structure that refuses to fit neatly into known categories. The halo and jets remain visible even under bright moonlight and twilight, making it unlikely they're camera artifacts. There are two possible explanations. First, a natural comet with active ice vents. Second, a technological craft with controlled propulsion. Loeb refuses to pick sides. Instead, he calls for transparency and open access to higher-resolution data. The data controversy. Tension is growing. The highest-resolution images, taken by NASA's HiRISE camera on October 23, 2025, have not been released to the public. At roughly 30 kilometers per pixel, they could provide the clearest look yet at the object. Loeb says formal scientific requests have been slow to receive responses, while public-facing replies to high-profile figures come much faster. He warns this double standard is slowing down real scientific progress. The acceleration paradox. Interferometric observations show Atlas isn't moving as predicted. There's a measurable, non-gravitational acceleration. Something is pushing it beyond what gravity alone explains. If this acceleration were caused only by gas release, Atlas would need to lose 1/16 of its total mass, about 5 billion tons of material. That should have created a bright debris cloud visible to dozens of observatories. But no such cloud exists. This leaves only two possibilities: an unknown natural mechanism, or some form of propulsion generating thrust without releasing vast amounts of material. The call for coordinated monitoring. Avi Loeb is now calling for coordinated global monitoring. He suggests using spacecraft like Juno and radio telescopes on Earth to keep Atlas under continuous watch. He points out a strange coincidence. Atlas's incoming path lies within 9 degrees of the famous 1977 WOW signal. The Meerkat detection already proves that molecular material surrounds the object. The next step: to check for coherent, structured radio emissions that might reveal artificial activity. Closing message. Avi Loeb makes no extraordinary claims. He insists on data, transparency, and open collaboration. He doesn't declare Atlas to be artificial, only that science must keep every possibility on the table. The truth, whether natural or technological, lies in the next signal, the next image, the next orbit. As Loeb himself says, keep your eyes on the sky and your mind open.